Radio Free Skaro.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Radio Free Skaro, episode number 756. I am Stephen in Edmonton.
Warren in Vancouver.
And Chris in Edmonton.
This, even though it's one day after the official launch date of this podcast, back in 2006, it is our 14th anniversary
What
episode.
an innocent time of absolute carnage in Iraq and a George Bush presidency. Never mind.
That's true. Yeah. It feels like we've gone through all the horrors of the world and stuff, and thinking that was a pretty rough time too, but not as rough as this. I feel like 2020. Listen, you kids don't know what actually you do know what rough is. This is pretty.
They
rough.
know better than most.
2020. Yeah, 14. So for those, some people might be, hey, let's check out this Radio Free Skaro podcast. We are a Doctor Who podcast. We are three white male nerds from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Canada, the country that most of you wish you were probably from right about now.
But didn't at the time.
Yes, we talk about Doctor Who. We have done commentaries over the past. We used to go to Gallifrey 1 when there were conventions and stuff like that before global pandemic. So we've done many interviews and all sorts of fun stuff over the years to kill the time on your commute on Monday morning. That is essentially what this podcast is. And we are now 14 years into this sucker. How about that?
13 for me, but yeah.
That's true.
Insane.
Chris joined a year later because he was our one listener. And then we had no listeners again once Chris came on board. So actually today, August 16th, even though our first episode came out August 15th, I think today is actually the anniversary of our first listener.
What happened is we destroyed the Paradox machine and then we wiped that year out.
What did we really? That's fascinating. In 2000, just think about that. 2006, we had done, I think, I haven't checked this in a while. Many years ago, I actually listened to all of our episodes again, or for the first time, should I say. But I think we reviewed David Tennant episodes in the early days because Series 2 had just aired.
Had just finished.
Yeah, and so we reviewed them. With considerable aplomb, I'm sure, and witty.
Yes, well, my aircraft carrier / laptop at the time thought so.
Oh yeah, there was like this back in the days before noise reduction. We would hear Warren's laptop fan. You'd hear me muting myself accidentally by pressing this big giant blue button on my headset microphone. That was the mute button. I'm sure we said horrible things about everyone back in the day.
Yep, awful.
I'd like to think we grown a little bit over the past 14 years. We still have growing to do because that is the nature of being a human being. But it's been fun. I remember none of it. None of the past 14 years. If you were coming here for a retrospective and sort of like us, remember that time back in whatever day it was. Like, I remember our first Gallifrey 1 and nothing since, basically.
I still remember the old days.
The old days. Let's kick back and talk about when fandom was white and male. Yes.
Oh, God, let's not.
It's the George R.R. Martin Hugo Award ceremony all over again.
Sabotaging your own awards there.
Yeah. Anyway, 14 years. That's not even like I guess I was thinking about this. Like, well, there's a 13th Doctor, so we outnumber doctors, but we don't because there's the War Doctor, and then of course there's all the pre-Hartnell doctors. So who knows how many doctors there are out there now? But
I'm so thanks to the pandemic and lockdown and being stuck at home for an extended period and whatnot in the spring. Mm-hmm. I'm finally getting to my podcast backlog.
Yeah.
And I recently, yesterday, listened to the Fugitive of the Jadoon episode for the Oodcast.
Uh-huh.
And Laura was going on and on about how maybe this Ruth Doctor, Joe Doctor, maybe she's pre-Hartnell. And there's on Chris Mead was like, no, that can never be. And so I was sitting there just like kind of laughing to myself, like how right she was.
She was right. 100% right. It's actually fitting that I finally got. I imagine you did too, Chris. Your season 14.
Yes.
Box set, Blu-ray set.
Yes, it came on Monday.
Yes, for which they also put out the Doctor Who YouTube page has been putting out things and like supercuts or trimmed down versions of it. And the Deadly Assassin came out. I just now realized season 14. We are now. This is it. We are like halfway through. This podcast has now lasted more than half as long. Is that right? Than the classic series on which we started talking.
So if we're approaching the Deadly Assassin, then who's going to shoot the president?
That is a loaded question right now.
That is a long lineup too.
Yeah, I'm going to say some. Here's the fun. It'll just be some goth. It'll be some guy.
Faster.
It'll just
Spoilers.
be. Oh come on! Somebody might not have seen it. Somebody might not.
It was
have
Runcible
seen
the
it.
Fatuous. That's who it was. Runcible the Fatuous the whole time.
Yeah. You know, it's tough, because, I mean, the DVDs and stuff and Blu-rays come out and think, hey, you've all seen these a billion times. We're just going to throw stuff on the cover that you expect to see. And, like, imagine someone who is, like, going through Doctor Who for the first time and they get out their DVD of Earthshock and there's, like, Cybermen emblazoned on the cover. And it says, I guess there's Cybermen in this. And they lose the shock factor of having them appear out of nowhere 7 years later.
I might say that Earthshock might be a bad example, just because if you weren't watching it in 1982 and didn't know that the Cybermen hadn't been around since 1975,
True.
That'd be lost on you anyway.
Yeah.
Whether the Cybermen are or aren't on the cover.
There's a very small sector of Doctor Who fans, Whovians, if you will, that are watching the series in order in like broadcast time period as well. Like, you know what? I started season 14. Oh, it ended. I guess I'm going to wait 9 more months until I press on to season 15. That probably doesn't happen, actually. Kind of fun if it did, though. If there's anybody out there actually watching a show, like in not only just broadcast order, but like broadcast time order, like taking the time off. I know that I waited 3 years in between season 2 and season 3 of Breaking Bad to continue it, but that is extreme example. So anyway, 14 years. By the way, and to celebrate this fact, we are premiering, if you will, a massive, crazy, high concept new game show on this board.
Nobody's ever done this before.
We're just playing Trivial Pursuit. It's called Dr. Trivia Mr. Fibuli. That's what's coming up. That's the type of bonus grand content we've given you on our 14th anniversary.
Welcome to the pandemic. This is all you got.
Doctor Who Trivial Pursuit. Exactly.
I mean, yeah, it's not an original idea by any stretch of the imagination.
Nope.
But by the same token, we've also been talking about doing something like this for a couple of years.
A couple of years. Maybe longer.
Last summer or the summer before, I had suggested we grab I have them, the original Target Doctor Who quiz books.
Yes.
And do something based on those, but we decided because the content ends in 1984 or 5, somewhere in there.
Just like all good Doctor Who, am I right?
That's Warren's opinion.
Yep.
Is it? I'm not aware of that.
No.
That there's no good Doctor Who after 1985? I guess Trials after. Anyway.
Continue.
And then we kind of scrapped that because of the era from which those were released. And then there's the revamped quiz book by
Jacqueline Rayner. I've got that.
Jack Rayner, right? That came out in it was Matt Smith era, 2012, 13, something like that.
Big, thick book, but you're going to have to pick and choose stuff to use in a podcast sort of scenario, though, you know?
Yeah,
so basically, not only do we procrastinate, we underperform.
Yes, the Radio Free Skaro story right there. That's how you get to 756 episodes in 14 years, everyone. Procrastinate and underperform, but do it once a week. That's the key right there. Just keep doing it. Keep pressing record. Don't waste a conversation. Don't have random Doctor Who conversations in front of microphones on like Zoom without recording it, because that's a podcast. That's how you do it. That's just it right there. It's like the punk rock of podcasts. You know, 3 chords. There you go.
This is really inspiring.
You know a song. This is it. This is the wisdom we're passing on. Do not waste any single conversation. It could be a podcast
because we still have regular releases. We're like the brand of Doctor Who podcast.
Yes, but the brand is in the fiber, not the future,
the Fiber,
future
yes.
king of Westeros. Spoilers for Game of Thrones.
Sure.
So yes, trivia, Mr. Fibuli, coming up later in this here episode of Radio Free Skaro, the 756th, the 14th anniversary of Doctor Who, Radio Free Skaro, speaking of brand. There was a tweet along. I had no idea this has. So Emily Cook from Doctor Who magazine, of course, had arranged a whole bunch of these tweet alongs with celebrities and stuff back in the early days of the pandemic. Sad to say, we're not in the early days anymore. But apparently, I didn't even see this on Twitter because I've been very busy as of late. And apparently, they did one for the Empty Child. But it was just like people. It wasn't like Steve Moffat popped along to tweet about it again.
I saw the director was part of the contributing people.
Oh, really? Who's the director? Was it James Hawes? James Hawes or James
Yes.
Strong? James Hawes.
James Hawes.
I was getting mixed up. James Hawes. Yeah. Oh, how about that? Well, that's kind of cool.
So
yeah.
I saw some tweets from him, like a picture of him sitting in the cockpit of Captain Jack's ship, for example.
Right. I wonder if that was to tie in with the fact that Christopher Eccleston is, of course, coming back to Big Finish. Yeah. There we go.
It was. Emily Cook ran a poll earlier in the week saying, which one should we do? And Empty Child Dr. Dances won out. And so they did that yesterday as we record. And apparently it hit number 2 in the UK trends.
Wow. Missed it all. Had no idea until you posted it in the news list here, Chris. So... Happy 14th anniversary. We got our nose to the grindstone. We have our ear to the ground when it comes to Doctor Who. Was there tweet along? I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
Speak for yourself.
I suppose you knew about it. I didn't know about it. I also didn't know about there was an interview with Matt Smith. He was Doctor Who came along 4 years after we started our podcast with Karen Gillan and Arthur Darvill, Mazza, Kaza, and Azza.
Oh God, I'd forgotten that.
I know we're dragging them all out. It's an anniversary episode. You got to bring out all the old hits again. This is it, Pedantor and all that nonsense.
Okay, well, Pedantor I can accept. We have a T-shirt for that. We don't have one, thank God. And don't get any ideas for Mazza, Kaza, and Gaza.
There is a. That was not mine. I think I made up the Azza. There's a Zoom call, basically, because that's what interviews are.
It was a con panel.
It's a con panel on the New York Comic Con YouTube page, but not really with New York Comic Con. Anyway, it's the stars of the show from 10 years ago, talking about Doctor Who and stuff and everything. Chris, you watched the whole panel, didn't you?
Yeah. It's about 35 or 6 minutes long. It's not too bad. It's a lot of fun. God, I miss Matt Smith.
He's a good guy.
God, I miss Matt Smith.
Good
I miss
guy.
the whole team.
Yeah.
No disrespect to anybody who's come since, but
No.
There was the best. One of the best things about that era was Matt Smith was basically unknown. He had a few acting jobs before, of course. Karen Gillan had been in Doctor Who before, but still really an unknown.
Very small role.
And now she's the biggest star of the bunch.
Yeah.
Also, branching out to directing and writing and all that stuff as well. Has been for years.
Yeah.
But just the fact that they came in together, basically untested. There was a lot of trepidation when they were announced, and just the Matt Smith's age and all that kind of stuff back in the day, and then start seeing the odd maybe set filming photo or whatever from because they did episodes 1, 4, and 5 as the first block, and then we saw the stuff and it's like, damn, this is some good stuff.
It's good stuff.
And there was a hefty amount of praise in there for Stephen Moffat, which was quite warranted because Matt Smith even brings up the old photo of Moffat holding a Target novelization when he was 8 years old or some such.
Reading Doctor Who and the Zarbi or something like that, I think. Yeah,
something like that.
Famous shot of him on the beach.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. We were talking before we started recording about the term Whovian. Karen Gillan introduces Karen Gillan very early on had spoken of her mother, who was a big Doctor Who fan, and she said, "Yep, my mother's a massive Whovian." So if Karen Gillan can use the word,
take that, angry Brits.
I imagine that I'm going to say BBC America has probably implanted that word into the UK stars' heads, and it's been passed on to them.
Smith? Matt Smith was BBC America's doctor.
Exactly. It's like before. Okay, basically, we're going to go onto this panel, and now remember Doctor Who. What are Doctor Who fans called? They said this is what they're Whovians. They're called Whovians, so call them Whovians, because they probably heard somewhere that they're called Whovians, and it's just sort of been passed down and passed down. It's kind of like Whovian in a way. It's kind of like a term, kind of like time and relative dimensions in space. Maureen O'Brien says it wrong in one episode, and that's the way it is for like 30 years until someone finally says it's not what she said.
Or Dr. WHO.
Yeah, I almost feel like Whovian is kind of like something that someone said once, like in the fandom of the early 1980s, and it sort of got passed on, and even though some people hate it, but mostly people in the UK, I find it endearingly annoying, perhaps not unlike the show itself, and indeed certainly like this podcast. Endearingly
almost definitely
annoying.
Like this podcast.
Yeah.
That's what we should put in our bio. Endearingly annoying for a decade and a half.
Yep, pretty much so. But the interview is not, because it's the 3 stars of the Doctor Who show from 10 years ago.
It's a lot of fun, and they reminisce about times on set, and Karen Gillan was apparently had completely forgotten how cold it got because whales and night shoots and stuff.
Yeah.
Despite all the confidentials telling us about it.
Yeah, I know. I think it's very cold.
No mention of Arthur Darvill swimming with sharks, however.
No.
Well, you've made up for that over the years, Chris. That is your white whale, or shark, as it were.
Yeah, you've mentioned it a few times, yeah.
The great white shark. Yeah.
It is, yes. For those that don't know, the Doctor Who Confidential with the where Arthur Darvill and Karen Gillan go to see some sharks and stuff. They basically have a day out because it was during the... I can't remember which series... Was it Series 6? It must have been Series 6.
Somewhere later in Series 6.
Yeah, because it was the double banked episode, and so they didn't have a Doctor Who Confidential crew to shoot because they're already shooting the episode that was featuring Matt Smith's Doctor, which I think was probably closing time. And so for the girl, it might have been for the girl who waited, and they didn't have a crew, so they said, let's just show you
I think that's right.
Swimming with sharks, and that's how that episode came to be. There you go.
I'm kind of impressed that they were able to get that amount of content out of nothing.
Well, yeah. Editors.
That is a TV, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, such is the way. If Doctor Who Confidential had to send out the companion actors to go and swim with sharks and stuff, and now these days on YouTube you have massive documentaries about the Daleks Master Plan. Josh Nares, who has done many a good thing on his YouTube channel, including the whole missing episodes documentaries, little mini shorts that he sort of compiled into a big 90-minute episode about missing episodes. He's done a documentary on the Daleks Master Plan. I haven't watched this yet. I have it saved in my YouTube queue, though, ready to watch this because it's quite fast. It's one of my favorite stories of Doctor Who, and it's just a fascinating time in the show's history. So links in the show notes at radiofreeskaro.com if you want to watch this 42-minute documentary on the Daleks Master Plan. I think you want to watch this because it's probably very well done.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Have you watched it,
I have
Chris?
not watched it either, but I look forward to it.
I'm a terrible human being.
Well, that is definitely true.
That hasn't changed in 14 years.
No, it hasn't.
It would probably make a good companion piece to the making of whichever university it was that remounted Mission to the Unknown.
Yeah, was it Leicester, Liverpool,
Lancaster,
somewhere?
Which I got to say, when you watch that, you totally get into it. You're like, yeah, this almost is an old Doctor.
I know. Yeah, it was good. It's a Big Finish stuff. Let's talk about stuff you can buy in shops and stuff and order online and stuff. There are 2 new monthly adventures for Doctor Who coming from Big Finish in December. One of them is written for Christmas time. The Plight of the Pimpernel is actually a story idea suggested by Colin Baker, C-Bake himself, the 6th Doctor Who. And so about Doctor Who meeting the Scarlet Pimpernel, and so Chris Chapman, he what does them Doctor Who documentaries like the one about Who's Doctor Who on the season 14 box set, for instance, has written this. Yeah,
I'd forgotten about that one.
Yeah.
Now I'm still going through season 26, so I need to hurry that up so I can crack the plastic on 14.
Just came up. You don't have to watch it in order. That's a great thing. So that was coming out in December. Also, Doctor Who: The Grey Man of the Mountain. I have to say that in a Scottish accent because it's by our good friend Elizabeth Miles, who has written that.
Yay!
It features the Brigadier is in it. The freaking Brigadier.
Who's doing the voice for the Brigadier? That's what I wonder.
I believe it's John Colshaw is doing the voice of the Brigadier. So
you can do pretty much anybody. So yeah.
Yeah, Liz has written. I think she's written 86 episodes of Big Finish Doctor Who now. That's a lie, but by the time. Sometime in the future, that will very much be accurate. She writes a lot of Big Finish now, which is great. So both the stories are available for pre-order. They come out in December. You can pre-order them now from Big Finish. We love stories at Big Finish. So we've been also talking about Time Lord Victorious, this massive, sprawling, multi-platform Doctor Who saga, which is now starting to sort of eke out into the Whoniverse, if you will. Handy. This is very handy. The Doctor Who.tv people have put together a timeline of all the adventures. I don't know if it's in order of story order. I imagine it would be, because why would you put a chapter 3 of a book out before chapter 1? It has a whole timeline of when they're being released and in what format. There's 6 different formats: magazine, comic, merchandise, audio, book, and live experience. The UK only ones for the escape rooms and stuff, which I think now are probably like the Zoom ones that we've been talking
virtual,
about.
Yeah.
So it's a handy-dandy timeline of all the stuff that's happening. James Goss also did an interview with Radio Times where he says that the inspiration for the idea of this massive, sprawling saga came from surveys and focus groups that the BBC would send out.
That's something you don't hear very often.
I used to answer to those. But yeah, fans...
So you are to blame, or to be praised, for Time Lord Victorious.
Well, no, I probably would have said, no, Doctor Who must only be on TV and in 4x3 multicam video. That was my comment.
That's a fair and pure analysis.
I know. I don't think... looking at this timeline, I don't think I see 4x3 multicam studio.
This is a golden opportunity. Once again, you've let us down, BBC.
I agree.
We Whovians are annoyed.
Anyway, you can read both the interview and check out the timeline. It's a whole page now, Doctor Who Victorious, which is very handy because it's a very sprawling saga, and it's a good way to keep it all in check. It reminds me of those big giant timelines that Marvel used to put out, saying, "Here's our Marvel Cinematic Universe for the next
MCU
4 years." Yeah, remember those?
See, this is what put me off these kind of things. Is because back in the old days of comics, you'd have something happening in a big thing, like let's say Secret Wars, and it would say, to get the full story, go to X-Men 300,018. I'm like, I know, I'm just reading this. Don't tell me to go read another thing.
Oh, like during mean. I hate that.
Yeah, like they'd have a little box at the bottom of the panel that said, to check out what happened that led to this point, go to, which, if you can afford to do that, sure, but you'd read this comic 6 months later and be like, well, where do I get this issue? I guess I'm screwed.
Right. Well, the great thing...
I was going to say, it's not even if you can afford to do it, it's if you can source the materials.
Yeah.
That too, yeah. Now you could. With digital comics, you could easily do it.
Yeah.
Very much
Not so much in the 80s.
But I'm too old to care now, so never mind.
Yeah. And James Goss does say, they are like self-contained stories. They're not like...
yeah, exactly.
That sort of thing. So it's a big sprawling thing.
Yeah, this is not Marvel in the 80s. This is probably would have better thought out.
Mm-hmm. Doctor Who comics were in Marvel in the 80s.
They were reprints of the original DWM stuff, colorized.
Were they really?
They were indeed.
Oh, I know so little about telebiogenesis.
I have all of them because I'm a total nerd. So I have them all sitting in my box of comics that I'm never going to get rid of, including Sledgehammer #1. I just discovered I had that.
As in the David Rash?
As in the David Rash show. I was going through these old comics a while back, and I was like, oh, what? They made a Sledgehammer comic, and I own it? What is going on here?
Pretty sure you mentioned this on the podcast before.
I did. I'm just saying that's the weirdest thing I own.
I don't know. You own some weird stuff.
There's some weird stuff.
That's true. I do.
There's some weird stuff. Speaking of nerds and weird stuff, someone explain to me what blockchains are. And,
I will. Here it is.
And what
two things.
And just like and in relation to, because Doctor Who Worlds Apart is a new digital trading card game coming out using blockchain technology. Warren, the floor is yours.
Here's how it works. It's a spreadsheet with a lock on it. Now, besides that, it's also a buzzword that idiots use. So a lot of people who want investment in their startup, like Uber for dishwashers or whatever, will say, well, we're on the blockchain. Well, so your dishwasher for Uber is secure. Okay, great. So it's a spreadsheet with a lock on it. But somehow it became this hype thing, and a lot of hucksters would yell about the blockchain. And there's a bunch of Bitcoin is tied to blockchain stuff, which makes sense.
All cryptocurrencies are.
All cryptocurrency is, and the thing is,
Most.
but as per usual, you can choose between hucksters and libertarians, and some Venn diagram of the two. Libertarians are like, well, we don't need banks anymore because of this. I'm like, yes, China, which is financing the world, is going to put up with a currency they don't control. That sounds likely. So they won't do anything like, I don't know, take over Hong Kong or anything else they just want to do.
So to put a less old white man spin on it.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
So basically, it's a digital game.
Right.
So if you think of other trading card games, Pokemon, Magic, whatever, certain cards will be more rare than others.
Ooh.
So when you have physical cards, you can control the rarity and at least initial distribution and things like that.
Thank God, your pictures of the Jadoon are now secure. Whew, what a relief.
Yeah. So if you are looking to acquire or trade these cards, there's a certain inherent knowledge of their rarity and whatnot, not duplicated, things like that. So in a digital version, it can be a lot harder to account for the veracity of the cards and say, yes, this is legitimately this thing. Only X number exists, all that kind of stuff to control its value. So by tying it to, in this case, the Ethereum blockchain, there's an extra layer of security involved where if you acquiring or trading these cards, you know that they are legitimate.
I'm glad this is being put to an important and timely use.
I mean, so have you seen Magic tournaments and whatnot? These things are pretty serious out there. Can be.
Well, that's I'm not going to endorse Magic tournaments. And also, my opinion is not that of an old white man. My blockchain is something hyped by young white men and financed by old white men. I am contemptuous of the whole business.
You're talking about Magic the Gathering here. Is that right? You're talking about?
Oh, that too. Sure.
I am. Yeah. So basically, like I said, it's a way of adding a layer of security to the authenticity of what you're.
Well, I'm glad the Sandals and Beard set won't get their dragon cards sullied by criminals. What a relief that is.
But yes, as Warren says, yes, your Jadoon card is authentic.
I mean, we could quit now. Everything's fine.
Doctor Who Worlds Apart, based on that. Warren, I think they are looking for someone to read their ad copy.
I'm sure they're lovely. I'm sure they're lovely people. I'm sure people will enjoy the game. I just think blockchain is 90% scam.
All right. I've learned a lot. Yeah. I've learned a lot from the yin and the yang here of this explanation going on in front of me.
As the press release says, each trading card a player collects will be tokenized into a non-fungible token.
Fungible?
Secured and protected on the blockchain.
Look at that. Fungible is a word I had not heard before this very moment.
Well, that's
mostly a legal term.
It's mostly a legal term. Okay. I thought, is it fungus related? It's the fungoids. It's the fungoids from Planet of the Daleks. I get it now.
So basically, this card game is going to spread another pandemic. Got it.
Yes, 100%. You need to wear plastic stuff, and then you spray a paint can, and it's a Dalek, and you're really surprised that it's a Dalek, even though you've followed the Daleks through the Planet of the Daleks, which is the name of the story. Why are you surprised that the Dalek's there, for God's sake?
I'm going to wear my face mask. I'm going to call it a blockchain. That's what I'm going to do.
I think blockchain of the Daleks would be the one to go. Yeah. All right. So that's coming out. Coming out in 2021, possibly.
Yeah.
By the way, send all emails about blockchains to Chris.
Yes.
Soft launch later this year. But 2021. Soft
launch. Everything's a soft launch. Anything and everything is a soft launch nowadays because, global pandemic. Hey, this looks fun though. Paper Moon, the Team TARDIS Diaries looks as like a little kid's book and stuff with diaries written by the characters of all the time team, the fam going on right now. Dr. Ryan, Yaz, and Graham. There are two different volumes coming out, and they look delightful and wonderful and fun, and for kids and stuff. And everyone's having fun. There's one called Paper Moon by Louis Stoll, and then also Ghost Town by Susie Day. And it's a whole bunch of fun Doctor Who kids books. And the kids love fun, and kids love Doctor Who, and these look like they're fun Doctor Who things.
What I love is the cover for Ghost Town. Just the Doctor's hair. It's all like messy and stuff, and it's like. Even that's fun.
That is fun. It's fun when Doctor Who messes their hair up, because that means they're on adventures and stuff. Adventures means messy hair and other things.
So that does mean Capaldi was having more adventures as his hair got messier and messier?
Yes. My hair is messy now, too, because it's longer now. I haven't got it cut since before Gallifrey
I have none,
1.
so that solves that problem.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, actually. So my hair is kind of like that now anyway, so... Well, there we go, everyone. That's 14 years of Radio Free Skaro encapsulated into a news list that is both eclectic and nonsensical and possibly informative, but most likely not. So,
nope. That's the RFS mission statement, if we had one.
Absolutely. So, it's time to spread our wings anew. It is time now. Let's play a new game, everyone. Let's play...
Trivia, Mr. Fibuli. Trivia. Trivia, Mr. Fibuli. Trivia.
It's a Trivial Pursuit question. I used to memorize Trivial Pursuit questions so I could win.
Trivia, Mr. Fibuli. Trivia.
I've got to tell you, I won't be needing you in my quiz team.
Trivia, Mr. Fibuli. Trivia.
I can't believe our lives depend on some stupid pub quiz.
Yes, everyone's doing it. Everyone is playing Doctor Who Trivial Pursuit, so why not us? Here it is, Trivia, Mr. Fibuli. Perhaps the pilot episode of perhaps a new recurring segment here on this podcast, where I, the game master, so to speak, for this episode at least, ask Warren and Chris questions from the most recent updated version of Doctor Who Trivial Pursuit, which includes questions from the Peter Capaldi era and the first season of Jodie Whittaker's time on Doctor Who Series 11. So this is going to be fun. Warts and all. Now, here's the thing. Doctor Who Trivial Pursuit is somewhat infamous for having a couple questions that are going, what? Is that actually right? I'm not sure it is. So we will yield to general knowledge of Doctor Who and if these questions are correct or not when it comes to adjudicating points.
You're going to Snopes it up when it comes to the...
Kind of, yeah. If I see something that's going, that's not right, I will give it to you. It'll sort of be that kind of thing. And I'm sure we'll all agree that this won't be a controversial thing. Here's how the story goes. So the game itself comes with a 6-sided die with different colors on it, which will be difficult for me being red-green colorblind. So this will be fun. They correspond to each individual category. Of course, if you've played Trivial Pursuit, you know how that goes. I will be rolling this die for each question, and then I will tell you which category it'll be, and then you'll answer. So basically what happens is each of you, Warren and Chris, you get to answer a question. Warren, if you get it right, you get to go again. And then if you get another one right, you get to go again, and then we cap it at 3 per round. That's why somebody can't go on an 18 question run, and then it's impossible for the other person to catch up.
And if he gets it wrong, do I get a chance?
Then you go, and then we answer you a question, but it's a different question. You wouldn't answer
different
the
question,
same
not
question.
the same
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's sort of we'll keep going for 20-ish minutes, maybe a little longer. And at the last round though is unlimited. So if someone is up by 6 questions or so, or 6 points rather, the other person then has a chance to go on a massive run and catch up. So that's how that's going to work. Yeah.
The fabled blue shell.
Sure. I don't know if it's fabled at all. I'm just copying.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I am copying.
Mario Kart.
I'm copying from Erica's well-honed format on Random Pursuit on the Incomparable Network. So here we go. Just based on seniority, Warren is first.
Thanks.
So
that's mighty kind of you, I guess.
in that you were on the podcast before Chris. So we'll start with you, Warren.
Fair.
Here we go. I'm going to roll the first question. Here it is.
Don't worry, Chris. You're going to get it pretty soon here.
The categories, I should also say, are Time Lords, Companions, Episodes and Stories, Years and Dates, Monsters, Cast, Crew, and Beyond. And Warren, I'm happy to say that you got orange, which is Cast, Crew, and Beyond. Behind the scenes, that is perfect for this little podcast of ours.
Good, because that's sports and normal Trivial Pursuit, and I avoid it like the plague.
Here we go. Okay, ready. Here's the question, Warren, for you. Are you ready? Listening here? Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Name the director of the critically acclaimed episodes Heaven Sent and Hell Bent.
Rachel Talle. Come
There
on.
you go. Warren's on the board. There it is.
If I got that one wrong, I'd have to hand my resignation.
That would be very bad.
It's like, you've been at her house, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there we go. There you go. We're setting the table. Okay, next one. Yellow, which is the category is episodes and stories. Complete the story title. The Celestial.
Toymaker.
Boom. Look at this. And here you told me early on that you were expecting to do badly at this, and look where we are right now.
Well, the night is young.
That's true. Okay, here we go. Last question of the round for Warren, win or lose.
All
Here
right.
it is. And the roll is pink, which is companions. What was the name of the first Doctor's granddaughter?
Susan. Good gravy. Susan Good Gravy.
Yes.
As she was known.
Actually, it says it's never
Susan Foreman.
It's
yes,
never effing Susan. Apparently, it says no.
that's fair.
Yeah, sure. So there you go. Warren has swept the first round of this. So Chris, it's up to you now to try and tie him at the end of round one. So here we go. Your question will come from the green category, which is monsters, because of course the color for monsters is green.
It's green. Yeah.
Racist.
Thanks, Uncle Terrence.
In which story was Davros first introduced?
Genesis of the Daleks.
Genesis the Daleks. Boom. That was okay. I feel like we're getting the kids version of this so far.
Yeah, we definitely are.
We are indeed. This is why it's a pilot episode, everyone. Okay. Yellow. Here we go. Which is episodes and stories. What are the 3 stories in the Monk trilogy called?
Oh, that Monk trilogy.
Yes, the Monk
Sorry, I'm
trilogy.
thinking Meddling Monk.
Yeah, so was I, and I'm like, there's a trilogy of Meddling Monk stories? There's 2 of them.
That's right.
Extremis, The Lie of the Land, and The Pyramid at the End of the World.
I will accept those in different order, which is what that was.
You didn't ask for it in order.
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
I know.
You didn't.
I know.
That's
I
nice
know.
triv lawyering.
I know. All right. Here we go. And the next, you got another green one, which is monsters. Here we go. What is the relationship between the wooden Eliza and the landlord of Bill's student house?
The wooden Eliza
Yep.
that's the landlord's mother, wasn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
No one got any questions wrong, anyone. This is okay. The chips are down now. The chips are down. Clearly, we're playing with fire here, and our contestants will not be easily duped. Until now,
Granddaughter's
perhaps.
name.
Yeah. Warren, you're up again. Here we go.
All right. Lay it on me.
Green, which is monsters, which means the question is, what was the real name of the planet of the spiders that the third Doctor made a fatal visit to?
Oh, damn it. Metabolus 3, or
Yeah.
Metabolus 3, depending on who you listen to.
It's actually spelt Metabolus, so you are incorrect. No, I'm kidding, of course. Metabolus 3. No one has
I'm
got
just glad you did both pronunciations.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I don't
proud
want
of
to
you,
make
Warren.
I don't want to make anyone angry, and I also want to make everyone angry.
Yes,
So there's that.
That is true. You got a pink, which is companions. What is the name of the child who the Doctor and Clara meet at the West Country Children's Home?
Oh, it's not Orson Pink. Well, it's Danny Pink, isn't it?
Is that your last answer?
Probably. I'm wrong.
You are wrong. It is Rupert Pink.
Oh, boo.
Rupert Pink.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That's right. Well done. Chris, it's over to you now.
I find it interesting that the answer to the question is the same as the category color.
It is. That was your clue right there. You have reached yellow, episodes and stories. Here it is. Your question, Chris. Which Doctor featured in the story Black Orchid?
The 5th. Unless we're taking Timeless Child into consideration.
Well, this was published before that, so it's
True.
still the 5th. So well done. You're next. Oh, we get blue finally. Time Lords is the category here for this one. What is the name of the broken camouflage unit that is meant to disguise the Doctor's TARDIS wherever it lands?
The Chameleon Circuit.
You are correct, of course.
Played by Nabil Shaban.
Yes, the Chameleon
The
Factor.
Chameleon Tours Circuit.
Yes. Working all the references in. Okay, here's your third and final question of this round. It is yellow, which means I have to go to another card. Episodes and stories. In the second Doctor story. Okay, so here's our first error. In the second Doctor story, The Time Meddler. In the first Doctor story, The Time Meddler, what historical battle is the meddling monk trying to alter the outcome of?
Battle of Hastings.
You are correct. Chris has swept the cat. Chris is 6 for 6 in this.
I'm only 5 or 6.
You're only 4 for 6, Warren. Actually,
4 for 6.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So
Whatever.
you got some catching up to do, but it can all happen here. It can all start to happen here. Yeah. Here we go.
Get that blue shell ready.
Yeah,
it's important.
Whenever that is.
It's our first, probably purple. I'm guessing years and dates. Anyway, is what it is. Here we are. You ready? In which year did Davros make his first appearance?
Ooh. 1975?
You are correct, sir.
Hooray.
Yes. Well done. That was close. That was a tight one there. Okay, next one. You got the same color again. Years and dates. Your favorite. Facts and figures. Sadly, I don't think there's a production code category in this game, but which is
thank God.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
It's a similar line of questioning. In which year did John Sim first play the Master?
I believe it was 2007.
You are correct, yes.
In the show itself.
They do, yes. Series 3, of course.
Luckily, I just saw those about a week ago, so.
And you watched to the very end to see the copyright notice at the end, so well done.
No. It's in the show itself.
Okay. All right, here we go. Your third and final question of the round, which is yellow, which is episodes and stories. In which 1980s story is the Dalek first seen levitating up a flight of stairs?
Remembrance of the Daleks, I believe.
Correct. Warren has swept it and has taken a temporary lead of 7-6.
With a McCoy question, I might add.
I know, with a McCoy. So, Chris, it's up to you to storm back and retake your lead.
You don't like the era. It doesn't mean you don't know anything about it.
That's true.
I
try to forget, though.
Yeah, you know enough about it to get away from there. That's basically what
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, all right. Chris, you have got years and dates. It's very popular right now. Here it is. In which year did Terry Malloy first portray Davros? You can see a theme to these things.
1980.
It's a multiple choice.
Multiple choice?
Yeah.
1984.
Allow me to finish reading the question.
No.
Whatever answer is 1984.
1984, 1983, 1986, 1982. Correct, 1984. Technically, I think they shot that in 1983, but I'm not going to quibble about that.
Come on. That's nitpicking.
I'm, of course, kidding. All right. We have years and dates again. How about this?
Jeez.
How about this? In which
His die is
year?
broken.
In which year did the 10th Doctor meet the 5th Doctor in a mini episode Time Crash?
2007.
2007 again. We have
also known as the best year.
I guess so. We've basically had like
also
three
known as
different
the
stories
episode lit after John Sim's appearance.
Yeah. Boy, someone is just basically looking at their DVD shelf when they were making up these questions, I think, you know. All right, third and final question of the categories. Pink Companions. Here it is.
Orson Pink.
Who warns the 10th Doctor, you are not alone?
Face of Bo.
You are correct. I was hoping you wouldn't say Captain Jack, because that would have been controversial, because it's
I almost said Novice
But
Ham.
canon.
Yeah.
Almost said Novice Ham, but then I thought for a second.
Well done. Okay, Warren, back over to you here for round 4.
Right. Lay it on me.
Here it is. You have got Pink, which is Companions. Who is traveling with the 6th Doctor when he lands on Ravelox, a planet alarmingly similar to Earth?
I believe that'd be Perpigillium Brown.
Perpigillium of the Brown is correct. Well
Does
done.
the card say Perpigillium or Perry?
It says Perry.
Or Perpigillium Perry Brown?
It says Perry of Yrcanos, actually. It says in the back of it. It doesn't at all. But next category is yellow. Yellow, Warren, which is episodes and stories is the category. Mm-hmm. What was the name of the final full 7th Doctor adventure?
I believe it would be a survival, would it not?
Yes, it was. That's a long answer. Wow, look at that. It says it even actually said survival. It was broadcast in 1989 when the show had been canceled. technically not true. Sylvester McCoy made a brief cameo in the 1996 TV movie. And by brief cameo, it means he was in the first third of the movie.
And also in Dimensions Time.
Which doesn't count, as we all know.
The canonicity of that is debatable. Warren, your final question of this round will be of the yellow variety again, which is episodes and stories. What was the name of the first episode featuring the Ninth Doctor?
That would be Rose.
There you go. Took you a second.
Well, it took me a second because I'm like, really? Okay, that's what you're going for, trivia? Sure.
I know. I was really hoping, like, what was the first episode of, like, The Myth Makers? And they go, oh, geez.
Yeah, I wouldn't get that.
I don't think I'd get that either, no. All right, Warren leads.
Is there a doctor and the horse?
But I wish that was one. We go to the bottom of the fourth here with Chris trailing 10-9, but he has, of course, a full at bat here to go. So, Chris, here's your first category. Blue, Time Lords. But they're forbidden to interfere. Which doctor's outfit featured battered plimsolls?
What the hell's a plimsoll?
Yeah.
Can I get a definition, please?
Which doctor's outfit featured battered plimsolls?
What's a plimsoll?
I think it's a shoe.
Battered plimsolls?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell a plimsoll is.
Oh.
Can I Google plimsoll?
Absolutely not.
Damn it.
No.
I don't know. 4th.
10th.
10th.
So plimsolls are sand shoes, are they? Okay.
Plimsolls are which is
now I'm Googling plimsoll.
All right.
Plimsoll shoe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go.
Plimsoll shoe or plimsoll or daps or pumps. British English. Athletic shoe with a canvas upper and rubber sole.
There you go.
So
developed
Chucks.
as beach wear.
Chucks.
They're just Chucks.
They're just Chucks. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Canvas shoes.
Well, I don't know what that's okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
Move on. Go on, Warren. It's your turn.
Warren maintains a 10-9 lead. Shocking development in the
It is
first
a shocking development.
in the first
Most of all to
ever
me.
episode of Trivia, Mr. Fibuli. So let's keep this going, Warren. Here is your first question. It is green. It is monsters. On what planet does the Doctor first encounter the Mara, the snake-like demon that possesses Tegan?
I believe I'm going to get this wrong. I don't remember if the episode title is also the planet. I'm just going to say Kinda because I don't remember the name of the planet.
The name of the planet is
Divaloka.
Ah, damn it.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Well, so
I never
now,
liked Kinda, you see. So
Menusa was the second planet.
Yeah. That's it was. Menusa, formerly of the Sumaran Empire. All right, Chris. Well, look at that. You've both taken a stumble.
Yeah, the last two were a wash.
Yep.
Okay.
So we start anew. Here we go. Your category is pink, which is companions. What military rank did Alistair Lethbridge Stewart hold when he first met the Doctor?
Colonel.
Colonel is correct. Of course, in the web of fear. The next question is yellow, which is episodes and stories. And the question is this. In Time Lash, the Doctor and Perry uncover a mural on Carful of which previous regeneration of the Doctor?
Well, I'm going to go hyper technical here. It's the second regeneration, also known as the third incarnation, John Pertwee's Doctor.
Wow, that's some deep nerd there.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. There's explained the third. The Morlocks also have a locket with a picture of Joe in it. Okay, that was important background information, I suppose. Thanks for that, Trivial Pursuit. All right, last question of the round for you, Chris. It's green, and the question is this: who were the alien menace in the Seventh Doctor story, Silver Nemesis?
The alien menace.
The alien menace.
I'm assuming they're one. The Cybermen is the answer.
The Cybermen are the answer. Yes, exactly. Well done. Wow, some real tough ones here from Trivial Pursuit through 5 rounds here. So that's why we're still sitting pretty tight. 12 for Chris, 10 for Warren as we go on to round 6, waiting until someone really jumps out to a bit of a massive lead, and then we'll give a chance for the other person to catch up. But here we go, round 6, Warren.
Here all night is what you're saying.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Yellow. Yellow is the category episodes and stories. I'm just scrambling around looking to find a card that doesn't have a question that I've already asked. Here we go. Yellow. In which city is Arachnids in the UK set?
I believe it's Sheffield, isn't it?
Sheffield is correct. Well done. As we get our first...
It's kind of tough to miss since it's mostly Sheffield.
I suppose so. The working title was Arachnids in Sheffield. I was not, but next one, another yellow, episodes and stories, Warren. And the question is this. Complete the story title. Turn...
left.
Correct. At first, I
thought...
Fine
episode.
At first, I thought that said complete the story title. Time... but it did not.
That's cruel.
It did not, sadly. It was much less ambiguous.
Well, technically, any answer would be right. You know, time of the Randy, time lash.
That's true. Like, it didn't say...
time warp.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, Warren, third question. Here we go.
Yeah.
Green, monsters. What famous villains were created for the BBC by Dr. Kit Pedler and Jerry Davis?
I believe that would be the Cybermen.
Correct. Cyberman is correct. Warren has a 1-point lead again over Chris after sweeping yet another round of questions. So Chris,
absolutely gripping stuff.
Yes, I know. Crazy. Oh, they're being tested, folks at home. Can they win? Can they beat this devilish game?
Yeah, I'll put a plimsoll where sun don't shine.
Chris, you've got blue, which is Time Lords. What revelation about the Doctor's mother is made in the 1996 TV movie starring Paul McGann?
He was half human on his mother's side, so his mother was human.
You are correct.
He's basically Mr. Spock, is what you're saying.
Yes, as told to Jeremy Reddick's Gareth.
Yes, and his mother's name was Martha.
I did not know that.
I don't know. That's a Batman v Superman thing.
Oh, I thought maybe it was Martha Jones, but
that's how memorable Batman v Superman is.
If it was Martha Jones, that would have been very controversial.
The Goonies' own Martha Plimpton.
Yeah.
Martha Jones is within their own possibility given the timey-wiminess of it all.
That's true, but to have her sort of like lust after the Doctor when she...
that would be a bit much. That would be a little George Lucas of him. Yes.
It's a little Back to the Future.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, more Leah Thompson.
Next.
Natalie Portman. All right, here we go. Next question is green, which is monsters. What message do NASA discover? Does NASA? What message does NASA discover on the surface of Mars, which brings the Doctor and Bill to the Red Planet?
Don't bother.
God save the Queen.
God save the Queen. Don't jump in, Warren. You might have given him the right answer.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well done, everyone. By the way, I'm not sure I would have gotten some of these because I would have like completely freaked and blanked. So good job, everyone. Your last question, Chris, in this category, or your turn rather, is blue, which is Time Lords. Which Doctor declared after blowing up a Dalek, "For a man who abhors violence, I took great satisfaction in doing that"?
Which Doctor said that?
Yes, which Doctor?
War Doctor? I can't remember.
You sticking with that? War Doctor?
Sure.
No, it is the third in the planet of the Daleks. Yeah.
Sure, you Planet of the Daleks.
Yeah, I know. You're.
Wow, it's about time you said that.
At best, your second favorite John Pertwee Dalek story.
Third.
I said at best. I never. I know. I just know Death of Daleks is your favorite. That's all. So. All right, Warren, back to you. Trail by 1. Here we go. Top of the 7th inning here. Maybe we might just do this as a baseball game. There we go. You have got... Oh, we haven't had this one much. Years and dates. Well, we haven't had it in a while, I should say. So here we go. Which year is it when the 10th Doctor meets Queen Victoria and a werewolf creature in Scotland?
Which year is it? Oh,
what year
God.
is it? 2013.
I'm going to say 1884. I'm probably wrong.
You are 5 years off. It is 1879.
Well,
the rock and roll years.
I didn't remember that one either, Warren, for whatever that's worth.
Well, now we're getting some tough ones by pure random chance. All right, Chris, it's up to you. Here we go. First question is yellow, which is episodes and stories. And here it is. Complete the story title. Blank in Venice.
Blank of the Daleks. Vampires of Venice.
Vampires in Venice, or Catfish in
Vampires
Croatia,
of Venice.
It is Vampires of Venice, isn't it? Just reading what it says off the card. Well, we found another error, everyone. This is fun. This is basically just a proofreading game, let's face it. All right, your second one is Pink, which is Companions. When she decided to stop traveling with the Fifth Doctor, what were Tegan's final words as the TARDIS materialized in front of her?
Materialized in front of her?
Sorry, dematerialized. That was my error.
Okay. Sorry, tip of my tongue here.
Yep.
Oh, why can't I think of it?
I don't know.
It's one of her normal catchphrases, if my brain is working correctly. Feel free to set a timer or something if you need to.
Well, I don't think it's I can't stand the confusion in my mind, as Warren would probably want to say. But
it's definitely not that. I know that.
My favorite line for sure.
It is, absolutely.
Fair enough.
We'll need an answer here, Chris.
I'm going to kick myself if I don't guess correctly.
Throw me a guess. Throw one out there.
Criminy.
Do not say that.
That's not that. Braveheart Doctor? Braveheart Tegan.
And?
Oh, is there more?
Yes, there's more.
Damn it.
Uh-huh.
I can't think of any more. Braveheart Tegan will be my answer. I can't.
Braveheart Tegan, Doctor, I will miss you.
Okay.
Cue credits.
Half a point?
No half points in this game.
Yeah, I knew the Braveheart part, but I did not know the second part. I was racking my brain. I knew there was more to it, but I could not place what it was.
Yeah.
So you're in bad company, Chris. So I'm trying.
Well, here we go. Top of the eighth. Chris up 15-13 on Warren. Warren, you have a chance to come back and tie and perhaps even take the lead if you get all three questions right. Here we go. Green monsters. It's a longer one. Settle in. In Attack of the Cybermen, an ice planet is being used to keep Cybermen in suspended animation, ready for an invasion. What is the name of the indigenous species who cannot live in temperatures above freezing?
That would be the Cryons.
Cryons, named because they cried a lot. Well done.
But I always mistook them for the Chirons. I was kind of hoping they'd be the Chirons.
They just walk around like what they're saying below them in a lower third.
Yeah, they're like really unattractive yellow font.
Yeah. It could be, perhaps.
Let's bleed over.
Polymore missed a chance there.
Oh, boy, did she ever. Or they. Pink is Companions, which is the category for your next question, Warren. It is this. When the Fourth Doctor dropped Sarah Jane Smith off and what he told her was Croydon, which city was she actually in? Aberdeen, York, Slough, or Truro?
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
Though I would love to say Slough, just because it sounds good.
Dropped her off at David Brent's office in The Office, perhaps. Yes.
I'd be mad too if I was her.
I know. So 15-15, Warren. Here's your last question of the round. It is also Pink. So here we go. Companions again. What type of alien were green, spiky-headed friends Rossiter and Adams? Multiple choice. Sycorax, Adipose, Vinvaci, or Slitheen?
Vinvaci, and thank God this is multiple choice because I could not remember from the cursed episodes what their names were.
There you go, Warren. You have a 16-15 lead going to the bottom of the eighth in this suddenly baseball game. So, Chris, it's up to you now to try and take the lead.
Plimsolls.
Plimsolls is not the answer. You've got years and dates as the category. Are you ready? Here it is. In which year did the Doctor, Yaz, Graham, and Ryan meet Rosa Parks?
Oh, crumb.
This is Trivial Pursuit here.
Yeah. 1953.
55.
Oh, I got it right in my head.
Yeah.
was like, am I right?
No.
I have a history degree. I better get it right.
So we go to the top of the ninth, and that's the final one. Warren is leading by 16-15. Warren, this is an unlimited turn. Go until you get the question wrong, and then Chris has a chance to match you.
Okay.
And that will be it for this initial episode of Trivia, Mr. Fibuli. Are you ready, Warren?
To quote Han Solo to myself, great kid, don't get cocky.
Here it is.
Great shot, kid.
Great shot.
No,
Teddy,
whatever.
if I
Fine.
got it wrong.
It's not a quote if it's wrong.
Yeah.
To misquote Halvin, there you go.
There
To
you
misquote
go.
Han Solo. To paraphrase Han Solo.
Or to quote Colin Baker's doctor, what's a good quotation if you can't change it?
Exactly.
Here it is. Years and dates. Warren, years and dates. Yes. In 1758 Versailles, what did the 10th Doctor smash with a white horse who had wandered through a time window? A mirror, a window, a vase, or a skull?
Oh, I think it was a mirror.
It was a mirror. You are correct. Through a mirror darkly, you win it. The question
It was
is
not a crystal skull.
It was not a crystal skull. Nope. Or a vase, which of course was a Louis Candle. All right. Here we go. Next question. Same category. Years and dates. What famous battle of 1815 was John Smith, the teacher created by the Chameleon Arch, teaching his pupils about?
Oh, damn it. Chris, you may have a round coming to you here. What was it? Waterloo?
Correct.
Oh, wow, pulled that one right out of my Vinvaci.
Yeah, a battle which pretty much existed in relative anonymity until, of course, ABBA did a song about it for the 1973
That's
Eurovision
exactly what happened.
contest.
Nobody in Britain cared.
No one at all.
There's certainly not statues of Wellington.
Yeah.
Or until Napoleon decided to go to Waterloo water slides in St. Denis.
That's true.
That's exactly what happened, yes.
Also happened. Okay. Warren, you've staved off elimination. 18-15. Here we go.
Barely.
Oddly enough, 18-15. That's the score here, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Time Lords is the category. What does Lorna Bucket of the Gamma Forest tell the 11th Doctor that the word doctor means in her people's language? Multiple choice. Healer, great warrior, buffoon, lost soul. Lorna Bucket or Bouquet.
That sounds McCoyish. I'm going to say Great Warrior. I'm probably wrong.
Warren, you didn't even get the right story, but yes, it is Great
It's
Warrior.
a good man goes to war.
It's a good man goes to war. And
Oh, good.
And Great Warrior is the answer. So we carry on. We carry
Lorna
on.
Bucket sounds like a McCoy era name. So anyway, I got it right, so who cares?
You got it right. All right. Years and dates is the category. What colloquial name for chaos is derived from the let me start that again. What colloquial name for chaos is derived from the Bethlehem Royal Hospital, which the 10th Doctor and Martha visited with William Shakespeare in the 1500s?
Oh, Colloquial name for chaos, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Bedlam.
Warren, you've done it again.
Ha! Nicely done, me.
Well, look at this. 2015. Here we go.
Good guess. Good guess.
Blue, which is Time Lords. Which are the only two Doctors not to have come face to face with the Cybermen?
Oh, let's see. Well, the 8th, and I believe... Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. 1 second. 2 Doctors. This is incorrect. There's 3 Doctors that haven't come face to face with the Cybermen.
I can think of at least 3.
Yeah, there's the 3rd Doctor, there's the 9th Doctor, and then there's the 8th Doctor as well. Unless we're counting Big Finish, in which case they've all met the Cybermen.
We're not counting Big Finish. We're counting on screen only here for this.
Okay, then there's those 3. So this not only is this question wrong, but those are the 3 I can think of.
Well, I'm going to have to ask you for 2, because there is a clarification, Warren. Which 2 Doctors?
Okay, so which 2 Doctors did not come face to face with the Cybermen? Okay, let's do this by process of elimination.
All right.
1st did, 2nd did, 3rd didn't, so 3. 4th did, 5th did, 6th definitely did, 7th did, 8th did not, 9th didn't, so I'm going to say 3 and 9, because maybe the 8th doesn't count as a movie. 10th definitely did, 11th definitely did a lot, and 12 did for sure, and also 13 did. So, yeah. So it's got to be... I'm going to say 3 and 9 definitively, 8 as a appendix.
The
Alec,
8.
he saw the Cyberman head.
the 8th and the 9th. The third Doctor did not have a full adventure with them, but met them in the 5 Doctors.
Oh,
Also-
you're right. Damn it.
Also, where's the War Doctor in this answer?
Not there, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there, Warren finishes with 20. Chris, you have to get 5 to tie, 6 to win.
To Warren's credit, that last question was utterly idiotic.
Yeah, and the 9th technically did meet a Cyberman because you saw a Cyberman
A
head.
Cyberman
Yep.
head, but really, do you read a Cyberman head?
No, I don't. If it
I
makes me
haven't-
lose, then of course I don't.
I haven't met an Egyptian pharaoh, but I've seen one in a museum. I don't think
Yeah, I
that
saw
counts.
King
as being-
Tut
Yeah.
thingy in an Egyptian museum.
I have
so
not
I haven't
met
him.
Rams. I have not met Ramses II.
No.
To his memory. All right, Chris. Here we go. 5 questions to win. Five to tie,
5 to
6
tie.
to win. Here we go. The category is pink, which is companions. What did Donna Noble notice about bees that helped the Doctor realize the Earth was in great danger?
The bees are disappearing.
The bees were disappearing, correct? We carry on. Category is green, which is monsters. Who shot the huge mother spider in Arachnids in the UK despite the fact that she was already struggling to breathe?
Chris Noth's character.
And what is the name of that character?
Cripes. I knew you were going to ask that.
Cripes. Johnny Cripes. That's his name.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. It's too recent to have committed it to memory. Pseudo Donald Trump. Chris
That's
Noth's,
accurate, but-
Chris Noth's character. Warren, it's all yours. I don't know the name. I can't think of it.
I don't think I can jump in, can I?
No. The game's
Chris is
are-
lost, Warren.
I can't answer that 'cause I don't know.
Would you've got a ghost point? What was your guess if you had one?
Well, I can't remember his name either.
All right. The name
Rick
is
Mason. There you go.
nope.
That's what I'm calling him.
Jack Robertson. Is the name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Generic
that was never going to happen.
That's all right. Well, Warren, congratulations. You have won the first Trivia Mr. Fibuli by a score of 20 to 16.
Hooray me. This
Yeah.
won't happen again, I promise you.
I think Chris got the harder questions here or there, and then you
I
all
agree.
got a whole bunch of easy questions because that's Trivial Pursuit. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, everyone. There were no prizes handed out other than a reward.
Where's
for
my
your
fancy
patience.
hat? Come on.
Well, we might get you one, perhaps.
You get a pair of frickin' plimsolls.
Yeah, I'm going to wear a plimsoll as a hat.
Yeah.
Big shiny plimsoll as a hat. We might play this game again in the future, perhaps with more contestants, perhaps with harder questions. There won't be harder questions. We're sticking to this Doctor Who Trivial Pursuit and only this Doctor Who Trivial Pursuit for the time being anyway. So we hope you'll join us for future episodes of our new game show, our completely original Radio Free Skaro
Totally, yeah.
game show here on this podcast. Until the next time, everyone, I am Stephen in Edmonton.
Warren in Vancouver.
And in the plimsoll, Chris.
So long for now.
You've been listening to Radio Free Skaro. Find us online at radiofreeskaro.com, follow us on Twitter and Tumblr at Radio Free Skaro, subscribe to us on iTunes, and donate to the show at patreon.com/Radio Free Skaro. Thank you.